Hello, everybody. Happy Hump Day. Welcome to the channel. I'm Mrs. Best, we have our co-host, James, from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Hello, mate.
Hello.
And we are going to get into the foolery that is Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, now on MTV instead of the sister network of VH1. Be sure to like the video, all of those good things. As I obtain more views, YouTube's emailing me because I'm in the process of monetization. So I do have to say that all things discussed between me and James are opinions and not actual fact. This is for entertainment purposes only. I won't say that again, y'all. Now we can get to the fun stuff. Um, James, overall, how did you feel about the episode?
um, I'm gonna say like this. I don't know who got on my nerves more, Kirk or Ashley.
Oh yeah, yep. I agree. I agree.
So we'll see what time we know this recap how I feel.
It all depends, y'all. It really all depends
Right.
because it could change. Um, let's get into the episode. So we start with Rennie, Saucy, and Carly meeting up in a store. Rennie Ritchie is pregnant. She's wearing the pregnancy well. Like usually when women be showing their bellies and stuff, it look crazy, but I don't mind it with her. I don't know why. She's glowing, so she looks beautiful. I'll give her that. But they meet up in the little baby store, and Carly, you know what? I'm not gonna spend too much time on this, you guys, because I'm not a fool. I work hard and James works hard, and we don't have time for Carly, probably already been through menopause red, to be talking about having a baby with this young man. She has a grandbaby, but then she talked about she wants to go do IVF. These people, I don't think they fully understand how IVF works before they even talk to a doctor, and it shows. Carly, it's gonna take a lot more. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. Now they move on to speak of Rashida and Kirk in this scene, and basically Carly said the most important thing. It was interesting because when they try to make it seem like Carly messy, fine, look at Kirk's phone. They texted, right? Everything was gone. So they threw that out there. Not too much from this scene can we talk about or discuss as of yet, but I want to get James's opinion on Carly having a new grandbaby and wanting to do IVF.
Um, I don't. I don't know if I have a thought. I don't know if I really. I just don't understand why you would want a child that's younger than your grandchild. I don't understand why you want a child when your daughter is 30 years old. I don't understand why you would want another child and start completely over, all to appease a man that you may not even be with next season. I don't understand her. I just
And
don't.
when he says season, he's not talking about the seasons that happen pertaining
And
to the
weather. Yeah, I'm
okay.
not talking about that. I'm talking about Love and Hip Hop MTV's newly discovered Love and Hip Hop Atlanta season 13 of this foolishness.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, and that's what it is, James, is foolishness. So we did see Yandy and Rashida meet up. Rashida done asked Kirk to sleep somewhere else. She mad. She mad. And I'm not gonna say too much here either. They keep asking Jasmine, asking like, what does Jasmine want? What does Jasmine want? When Rashida tells the story, somebody talks about it. The girl want money. She knew she wanted money. She's somebody who was working in a strip club, who saw somebody who was well known in Atlanta and on television, and knew that that man had no way to withhold and resist urges to putting his man part in other women. So I feel like she knew what she was doing getting with him, and that's probably why she fighting so hard to not look like the bad person. But it's clear that the girl want money. All the text, everything that is alleged, from the lies to the truth, money is involved. So it's clear that that's what she wants. Now, what I will say before I let James say his piece is, Yandy, I don't want you to offer marital advice. I want you to stop that, Yandel. I want you to stop offering marital advice. That is all. James.
I concur with that statement. Ma'am, You are the last person who should be giving any type of marital advice from when you ain't even legally married your damn self. So I don't understand why you think that this is gracious coming from you. Like, this is very audacious of you, ma'am. It really is. Because you and Mendices are going through hell right now.
Yeah.
Oh, the show. So where does it behoove you to then give somebody else who really don't give a damn, if you really think about it, advice?
Mm,
Gonna be with that man regardless. She gonna be with that man, can have sex with somebody right in front of her.
mm.
She gonna say you need some lotion or you need 30 seconds. That's
Not
exactly
lotion. I can't stand you. I
just
cannot stand you.
or baby
So,
oil. Whatever,
not
whatever
baby oil. You know
days.
what? You on timeout, James. You're actually gonna be on timeout. Y'all, we gonna move on because James is a cutting up. Listen, Zayn and Ashley, the newest additions to the cast that I personally don't care for. They go on a hike together, and I'm really not interested in this couple. Though it may have given us a scene like between the sound of her voice and the lack of maturity in these adults, these two, it's like Kirk and Rashida 2.0. But she wants Zayn to figure out if the last baby that has his last name from the baby mama of the other children, if that's actually his child. She's asked for a blood test to prove paternity and all these things, but I guess it just has not gotten done. She also expresses that she feels as though his family says nothing to her about Zayn's like indiscretions. Here's the thing. I before I go further, like, girl, what are they supposed to say to you? Like, yeah, my brother cheated on you. Yeah, that's why. Like, what? Why are they gonna come to you in that? I feel like that's almost too involved. And why do they want to have a talk with you? It what I'm getting from it before I move further is like I feel like the family knows that Ashley knows about the indiscretions, and yet she still stays. So
I was just about to say that because it's not like Lil Zane is a spring chicken in the industry. He's been in the
right,
industry a very long time. So I would think that they would be like, okay, well, you know what comes with this. So at the end of the day, you either stupid for straggling along and putting up with it, or you smart and you hiding your ducats. One of the two needs to be happening, man.
yeah,
Just saying. If he has any ducats to for you to hide, you know.
right, because he back on these reality shows.
Okay, and I question anybody who's had a big name like his back on a reality TV show for an MTV's non-Jersey Shore lackluster check.
I can't stand you.
I'm just saying because I know MTV not paying what they pay in Jersey Shore people. I know they're not. So that's why I'm just like, I mean, if it behooves you, then hey, go ahead and be on the show. But it couldn't be me. Just saying.
So he also says that he plans to talk to Michelle. That's the name of the baby mama. And he decides he's gonna plan like a family event, which is the barbecue we'll see later, so that Michelle could feel or not. Oh Lord, I'm mixing up the bitches. My bad, y'all. So that so that Ashley, Jesus Christ, can feel the support from his family, aka her in-laws. I also feel like the family don't know if her ass is gonna last, or may feel like she in it for money or something. Because I still haven't seen like what it is that she does. She's always like going to someone else's event at home or
Well,
with
maybe
him.
she don't do nothing. Maybe she just his wife. Maybe
I feel
she's
like she
another.
said she
She
did say
reminds me just the black version. She reminds me of Neri from Noriega's wife, the one we don't like. She
oh
reminds me of her.
Lord,
Hmm.
well, that's not good.
Yeah,
Uh
because I couldn't stand that lady after her last season on Love and Hip Hop. So yeah,
so as they continue to talk, it comes out that Zane's dad tells her that she essentially knew what she was signing up for, getting with somebody like him. And I was like, okay, so I'm confused on all of this because y'all are separated, but you live in the same house. Like, I don't understand what's happening. She said, Lil Zane ain't got no money. Damn, Gina. He don't. That's why he's on the show. I mean, sometimes people do reality TV because they really want to be famous, but a lot of the time, especially with people who already had the height of their fame over 20 years ago, he definitely probably needs money. And I never see his presence on social media. And then I always say, especially with artists, like especially rappers, you know they going broke when they suddenly want to be rock stars. I don't be trusting it. She says so daddy issues.
He had to get it from somewhere. I
Yeah,
mean, if we
it's
really
clear.
thinking about it, he had to get it somewhere.
To
Because
say to her you knew
he
what you
looked
was
like he
signing
wasn't
up
shit.
for.
Yeah, he looked like he wasn't shit anyway to begin with. I don't know how that mama do it because I'd have been like, oh no. And then to some degree, what's so crazy? I know we ain't there yet, but that mama was more sound than anybody.
Yeah,
That's what's so crazy.
yeah.
That's
That's
yeah,
gonna be a big topic once we get to that scene because
yeah.
I thought I wouldn't like her and then she was actually kind of making sense. So here cut the foolery, y'all. The joke of marriage, the embarrassment of black love. I'm gonna call it Rashida and Kirk because I can't take these people seriously. I'm not about to praise nobody who's, in my opinion, settling in the marriage. And if she likes it, good for her. That's her situation. But I could never. Now Rashida and Kirk, they talk, and Kirk is talking about I delete all text, that's negative, or people coming at my phone with BS, and I don't even want to see it. I just delete.
Sure you do. For that
Kirk,
reason, sure you do.
Kirk, and I'm confused. Like, did he delete the entire text thread to where there's nothing there? We can't see that there's been any type of communication between them, or did he just delete the messages and leave the thread there like a dumbass? Like, what? Because they weren't being very clear. A bitch they went and said she's an embarrassment. Damn. You know what? That's actually true though. You don't have to settle. You just don't. Not for your kids, not for your sanity. You don't have to settle, and it's okay to like enforce your boundaries with people. That's ridiculous. Making babies, cheating in hot tubs and shit. Like it's too much that he's done on this show. I'm so tired of it. But he
I think
claims
we all are at this point. Go ahead with this scene. Sorry.
he he deleted the text. I think we're all sick of the storyline. I feel like Rashida and Kirk are doing this just so that they have something to keep the show going, to keep themselves on the show, to keep the check coming. Because when I check the reviews of the restaurants, that's all I'm gonna say. It's not always grease. I'm in the other industries that they have, like a clothing store and restaurants, both very, very shaky industries. You can make a lot of money and then you can also lose a lot,
Hmm.
very fast. So Kurt claims that Rashida not talking to Jasmine makes him have to talk to her more. And I'm like, yes, you're gonna have to talk to your baby mama a lot, but why is you having to talk to her more like a bad thing or a threat? I feel like that was like him unintentionally
Telling
like
himself.
telling on himself to
Yeah,
a certain extent.
yeah.
Cause I'm like, why? But they gonna talk to Jasmine as a couple, but like James, the whole scene was weird. I really did feel like Kirk was telling on himself lightweight. Cause I'm like,
No, he was
why?
telling himself the entire time. He's been telling on himself ever since he brought Jasmine back here. It's all like, I can definitely believe you propositioned her. I can definitely believe that in terms, when it comes to their situation, he's, still trying to slide up in there. And to me, I feel like Rashida knows.
Yeah.
She knows. And the
I
problem is
feel
she
like
doesn't
they got
care.
debt or something and they don't want a
It's
divorce.
something. It's something.
Something is
It's
there.
something. They're not bringing Yandy's checks in, so we know
Although
it's
they're not.
something. Because
Yeah,
Yandy got deals at Dillard's and shit, so it's like, yeah,
yeah, to give your friend a job so she can leave this man.
right.
Figure
Show
it
her the
out.
game. Show her some game. Let Rashida come out with braids to the back wigs or something. Like she need to do something. I'm tired
I
of
can't
seeing Rashida.
stand you. Lord. Can't stand you. Now, Carly Red has a music video premiere. Carly Red, it has been, man, when I tell it's been over 10 years, oh, it's been so, she done spent her whole adult life trying to get famous with this music. She said, I don't know what they got going on, but it is tired and through. Yeah. Whew. We tired. Keep it to yourself, y'all, or go live your life since y'all bosses. Now, Carly's music video premiere, she had media. I was like, this is a lot for a music video premiere. I would have done that with the album and some videos, but her dude put it together for her, which was thoughtful, even though she old enough to be his mama. But Carly, she's engaged again. I'm just gonna say this: it's time for Carly to go. I at this point, like, it's time for her to go. I really want her to come off the show, get some therapy. She's got businesses. Like, I don't need to see any more engagements. It's like, it's not, we get it. You the Black Elizabeth Taylor. You are dismissed.
Yeah, I feel like she beat Elizabeth Taylor at this point.
She
Shit,
did. No, yeah.
shit, damn. Okay, then at
I'm
least
just,
and at least Elizabeth Taylor had married men with some sense.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's why she can went back to, she married one of them twice. Hell.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
we'll see. I always tell my husband that he irritate me. If we ever try to leave each other, we just go end up remarrying each other again. So why waste the paperwork, right? Uh, maybe that's what Rashida and Kirk are saying. Why waste the paperwork? Lord help us. She said Carly, Rashida, and Yandy all need to go. I strongly agree with that. I
We all are.
strongly agree with that.
First of all, if I had to pick one out of the people that need to go from this show, it is definitely Yandy.
Yeah,
Yandy ain't had no storyline since season
since
2
Pac
of Love and
died,
Hip Hop and that's the New York season. That was over 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
because she didn't want to talk about the storyline she had when she was pregnant at the same time as the other lady.
Hmm.
I,
So Yandy can go for sure. Rashida can go too, and Carly should have been gone
a long,
a
long time.
whole long time ago. I don't know why
I
they
feel
keep
like when
bringing her.
Jocelyn left, Carly could have left with her.
Yep,
That's
exactly. Because there was
always
no
been
more.
my little
Yep.
opinion. When Jocelyn left, I was like, oh, Carly's still here. Hmm. um, Anywho, y'all, congrats on your engagement again, Carly. Now, at the event, Yandy and Amy Luciani are talking, and apparently now Amy is interested in Scrappy. Yandy's confused like the rest of us because Erica Dixon was just talking about she in love, but we know she ding that, and we also know that Amy Luciani is a petty Gemini. I can say this because I am a Gemini. We petty as hell. If you really put a bad taste in our mouth, like, we will hold that grudge against you forever, and any opportunity to be petty will utilize. I don't know. Listen, I went to therapy, so I'm a little better, but not everybody go to therapy. Now, Amy, I know you lying. You talking to Scrappy, and you was just talking about Mama D was trying to get you with him when arguing with Bambi. So now, because Bambi is dating a guy that was never your boyfriend, that you was just, you know, your little sex friend, all they did was have sex, a booty call, whatever you want to call it for your generation. Like, I can't I can't, because she's actually in a relationship with someone you were never in a relationship with. You're going to go and try to date her ex-husband for a little bit. Amy, I'm getting tired, young woman. I'm getting tired. Amy, what's going on with your sisters? What happened with the tattoo shop she owned? Where is Mozzie? What happened with him? Where's your mama? Is she still your manager? Stay away from Scrappy before you fuck around and get pregnant. Please. Stay away from all
It's
of these
like,
men.
ma'am. Now, You have seen the Google reviews, you have seen the Yelp reviews, you have seen the Amazon reviews,
The
and you
YouTube
need to tell me the
documentaries.
YouTube documentaries. You didn't see all of the paper trail that this man has left, and you still think that this is the move to make. Like, you still, after having all this firsthand knowledge, you still think this is the move to make. Ain't the idea of being petty is to one up somebody?
You're
Ain't the
not
idea
one
of that,
upping her.
like,
Well,
ain't that the idea to do it is to one up somebody? Man, you just went -3 below her because that was his wife. If you really trying to get back at her with some petty shit, he actually was married to her. You
for a
wasn't married to
while.
old boy. Yeah, you wasn't married to old boy, and you ain't got no kids with old boy. So this ain't doing nothing but making you look thirsty and stupid.
Mhm.
So
Uh,
it's really crazy to me that I had to watch that scene, and actually, and she said it with gall and just confidence, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this," and it's like,
but
what?
what's funny too is to be petty is not always to do it tit for tat. Because you mad at Bambi. Let's say we do human her feelings, even though they make no sense. You are mad at Bambi because to you, you alleging that she's breaking girl code by dating somebody who you used to date, even though we know she didn't used to date them. So your response to that is to then go and try and lightly date somebody that she used to be married to. Amy, please. I'd rather see Amy like modeling, rapping, sharing her music because she's very talented. I don't care to see Amy doing all this extra messy stuff. Like, girl, show us your business or something. Moving on, we see that Yandy is funny. Yandy, I will give you this. She reminded us that this is Carly's third ring in 12 months. Thank you, Yandy, for that. I'm not gonna go back to Carly, but that's a little crazy because I'm trying to get through because James has a life after. Now, like the video if you haven't already, and shout out to the replay gang, those who watch when we're no longer live. I appreciate you guys. I'm sorry it took me so long, but there's a lot of foolery in this episode. Y'all understand? Y'all understand? So Zane is putting together his family barbecue, and Ashley decides to have Amy pop up at the barbecue because she want to have some backup. Ashley, where's your family?
Right. Where's your
Like,
family? Like, do you not
or
have
your
family? Like,
friend, a best friend, or a cousin,
somebody,
a sister cousin, something.
somebody, something,
Right.
something. Where is your support? I need to
Where's your
see it.
people?
Yes, because this ain't working.
No. And why do you need backup with your in-laws?
Well, hell in
Somebody.
this, well, hell in this case, shit. Look, I would prefer her to add it back up at this point. The way, I mean,
Why do you
justifiably
care so
so.
much about what the in-laws say and doing all that? You married to him, not them.
Justifiable. They ended like hell, like they in the relationship. Hell, get to the scene. We'll get to it. Go ahead, because
The,
I'm on.
the barbecue was a mess. I just want to say Zane did not know what the hell he was doing barbecuing. You are not supposed to spray lighter fluid on the grill over the meat while it's on the grill. You're not supposed to do that. Did you catch that, James? We are
I caught
barbecue
it.
snobs. I don't want my food to taste like whatever lighter.
Light, lighter fluid, the Kroger brand lighter fluid. We don't need that, sir. I am
That's
sorry. Like that. That shit pissed me off because that was some good meat he had on that grill, and
it
you gonna
looks
mess it up.
seasoned too.
Yeah, you gonna mess it up like that, like
Come
for
on.
real,
We got
like for
sidetracked,
real.
but that was listen.
That pissed me off too. I'm glad you went over. I didn't think you was gonna do it.
No,
That's why I was like,
I saw that he was fucking up the church's pieces of change. He had me twisted. I did not like that. I was upset. I said, "You done ruined me," and he probably fed it to them. That's the problem. I said everybody was just ingesting the lighter
see,
fluid.
that's why I watch people on the grill. See,
No,
this is why I watch people on the grill, and I watch how they cook and shit because you ain't finna fuck up my
I
stomach over
always sit
shit.
near the
You
grill. Always sit near
know?
the
Me
cook
too.
because you got to see
Hell,
if they
and then
washing their hands.
hell yeah, and hell, I even taste that's a hot plate before the rest of the food, just to make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they better have the nice, perfect crunch to it too.
and don't
But yes,
dry
I
it
sure.
out in the center.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anywho,
We do it
because
too
I'm
much.
hungry. I'm hungry. You're gonna make me hungry. We have to go eat for it. But so the family arrives and she's immediately nervous. She says there's a lot of secrets and she immediately jumped into things. She didn't give them much time. From the moment their behinds hit the chair, Ashley was like, we need to talk about things. And she tells them there's a lot of secrets. And Zane's mom was actually very clear. She could have been like extra rude and respectful, but she was just kind of like, the baby is her baby, as in her grandbaby. And she says that she helped name the baby. And Zane's mom says that she is going to acknowledge that baby as her grandchild until she has proof that that is not her grandchild. And I have a feeling that even if there's proof that that's not her grandchild, she will
Mhm.
still be there for that child because that's a sibling of her actual grandchildren. So,
Yes.
I get where his mom was coming from with that. But there was a lot that came out. There's a lot to unpack here. When they were talking about when this maybe baby of Zane's was born, here's where the issue I see. Why was it that the mom was the only one to show up for Michelle, the baby mama, when she gave birth to the youngest baby that's alleged to be the maybe baby? Why didn't Zane show up? What, there's something missing here. Did he not know that Michelle was pregnant? Or was he like so adamant that he wasn't the dad that he didn't feel the need to show up to the hospital? Mom, if you showed up, did you encourage him to show up? If you believe that's your grandchild, then encourage the potential father to show up. Be like, make sense. And then the other thing, if your son and his wife are like, we don't know, facilitate and encourage the blood test on both ends to get it cleared up. Just do it.
To,
The mom
to
could have done
me,
some things, but I did understand. And the family's arguing, and it seems like the issue is when he got with Ashley. It sounds like he got with Ashley while he was with Michelle. That's what I got from it.
that's what I got from it as well. Because, and this is my point here. To
The kid is
me,
8.
Zane knew that that was his baby. He just didn't want to piss Ashley off over there. That's what this whole problem is. Because 9 out of 10, he probably was messing with Ashley, and the relationship probably got a little bit more serious than with Michelle.
Mhm.
So the problem is that the grandmama knew that the lady was pregnant, and she probably knew that's her grandbaby because probably her and
Yep.
Zane have talked about it. That's why the grandmother showed up because Zane could. Because what does Zane look like on Ashley? Yeah, I got to go to the hospital real quick. I got a baby on the way, and
Like that
I
doesn't
need to
make
make sure.
any it
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense. Like
and
I
then
think
she
Zane
named
is
the
a
baby
kid.
too, which is the other nail in the coffin for me. That's that man's baby, and they know that this is his baby. The problem is that
He know
this
Ashley
would be
crazy
a
too.
yeah, he know Ashley crazy, and this would be a in the marriage baby. Shout out, this is Kirk and Rashida 2.0, pretty
I'm
much.
telling you.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, it's just annoying as hell. And I agree with this comment because they are doing the child a disservice. This child is 8. At 8 years old today, it's not like 8 years old in the 90s. Okay. 8 year
where
olds now,
we couldn't know a damn thing.
we
Eight-year-old
didn't
saying,
know
what do we know?
anything but to come home when the street lights came on, do not get in
Right.
the car and go away with strangers and find something to do outside. But we would sit outside and we didn't have a bike sometimes, nothing. Just go outside and entertain yourself. That's stay out of grown folk way, all of those things. Now kids sit on tablets and crap. So I feel like her kid has the potential to see some of this. Michelle's kid. Ashley, her being so emotional, she definitely probably was messing with Zane when he was still with the other chick. And the thing of it is, they say the same way you catch them, the same way you lose them. So he probably did this separation BS with Michelle too. And while separated, start dealing with Ashley, thinking that makes him clean in the matter. And now he
Hmm.
might be doing the same thing because he entered the show with other bitches, but then talk about he separated. So he probably has some sort of toxic pattern. I respect his mom for being there for her grandchild regardless and not letting the parents' drama interrupt her relationship with her grandchildren. But at the same time, check your son, parent your son, and what your husband up to? Because
She
he was
probably,
useless.
yeah, absolutely. She probably know she, as we said, we had this conversation. I believe it was on my channel. We know mamas know when their sons ain't shit. That's why they
Yeah.
step up. That's why
Yep.
they step up and do it. We said that's on my channel. Moms know when their sons ain't shit. They know when their husbands ain't shit. But she probably got too many years invested in him, and he don't probably do too much of nothing these days. So yeah, I could stay with you now to be with you this long. I could
Right.
stay with you. And I feel like
Oh,
Ashley is following that same pattern where I'd be with you this long, so why give up now? But that's where women need to start taking back some of their power because life can always be better. The grandeur of life is to pick a tomorrow that would be better than today. And I feel like people lose sight of that a lot. And this is what a lot of you women who get with men thinking now because he had a big name or once upon a time was this big old star that maybe he may do that again. And it's like, you can't bet on that. You have to bet on you, regardless of who he becomes. You could always love him. You can always cherish him. You can always want to be with him. But today, he ain't shit and you got to let it go. Point blank.
now we're gonna move on to Rashida and Jasmine and Kirk's meeting, which
Unfortunately.
I like. I'm not trying to be funny. If that Labor Day crap was not posted, I might have halfway believed it because I feel like I don't feel like Kirk ever stopped cheating. That's just my opinion. I
I don't
don't
think
feel
he
like
did
that
either. I don't. That's my opinion as well. I don't feel he moved like somebody that ain't didn't stop cheating.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
like he
does.
moved like that. So it's like yeah, I can definitely believe it. It's not like it's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's awful. Now Rashida meets with Jasmine and Kirk, and Jasmine has a point. Rashida ain't gonna leave him, so why the hell you want to meet up? And we just saw them posing for the VMAs that's happening today. So she
Hmm.
definitely ain't left him. Now, Jasmine has to understand, in my opinion, from this conversation, I'll just give my opinion. She has to understand that Rashida is not mad at the wrong person. She has a right to be mad at her husband, and she has a right to be mad at the woman who was in a relationship with her husband, knowing that that was her husband, and then chose to have a baby with someone else's husband. So she does have a right to be upset with Jasmine, and she hasn't bothered her. She could be talking crap at every opportunity. She doesn't bother her for the most part. So Jasmine has to understand that. Uh, but Jasmine does show the receipts with her phone to Rashida and Kirk, and they didn't give for me the way that they should have gave the receipts. Like whatever was shown last week, that was a little better than this, but I guess they can't go backwards. But essentially, these two were having they were talking to each other about things behind Rashida's back, and there's something wrong with that if he felt the need to delete that but kept every other text message,
Right.
from other people. So it's like, come on, Rashida, I don't even know why you needed the receipts. But Jasmine and Rashida, they end up talking without Kirk, and Jasmine suggests opening up a communication line between herself and Rashida for the child. Rashida walks off and is like, why the hell would I open up a communication line? You have to be willing to communicate with this woman about her child. If she can't reach Kirk or something and needs help, they already taking care of him when he's there. You have to talk to her. Until that child is a teenager and can get around on their own, you have to talk to her. You just do. You want to see the child graduate going up through grade school, you have to talk to her. That's the mom and primary guardian. Like Rashida, you chose to forgive the man because he had a baby on you. You forgave him for that. So unfortunately, though I don't support what he did, you chose to forgive him. That means you have to forgive and accept the child. You have to accept the fucking child. You just do. She is simple.
Very. And the problem is that Kirk getting him once a month, if that is not enough. I'm sorry. Like, let's put the shit out on the open here. Kirk getting that baby once a month is not enough. And in the prospect of him getting the baby, there's propositions to Jasmine allegedly. So to keep the communication open to you too will only catch him doing the right thing by his child, which should be the ultimate goal here in the first place. I don't understand Rashida. I don't. Granted, I get this is a hurtful situation, I get that this is something that you really don't want to face, but there's now a child involved. So, regardless of how you feel, you shouldn't be involved. No, you should be because you're his wife, and there is still a lot of communication that's inappropriate, and she's opening the communication to you to say, "Hey, look, I can't get a hold of him because of the foolishness. He needs to
Yeah.
come get his son." Like,
But
come on, like, I know.
separate from that, I do agree, and I'm glad. I think most people agree there. Like, and by the time he cheated on her with Jasmine, we had already seen him cheat so many times before.
Thank you.
So it's like this is it's like he took it up a step. Here's the thing that really like pointed out that you guys made a point that made me think of things differently. The fact that everybody involved is okay with this child seeing their father, especially a little boy, once a month when they live in the same city is concerning. And then separate from that, this is more proof that Rashida is extra simple because if that was one of her kids that she has with Kirk, if the tables were turned and he was only seeing her child once a month, she would feel away. And he does not have the time to build a rapport with the kid. He doesn't.
That's my point. That's
He
my
can't.
point.
How
Yes.
can you get to know someone when you only see them once a month? How?
And it's like, no, because what it's giving is that you don't want to have a relationship with your child unless you have access to his mom. That's what this is giving.
Well, that's all the text proof, like separate from
Yeah.
whether they did it or still doing it. I don't care about any of it. But what it does show is both Jasmine and Kirk are using their child in a transactional manner when they need to be just loving on their child and figuring out how to be the best parents for it. Because why is it Kirk? Oh, yeah, I'm willing to pay you so I could get some ass. Oh, I'll see
No,
the
it's like
baby
you know,
while I'm
he
doing it.
constantly brings that
Like,
up, which pisses me off too. Like I'm paying for this, I'm paying for that. No one cares. When are you picking him up from school? When is he in your presence? When are you taking him to the arcade? When are you taking him to go ride some go karts? When are you taking him to spend the time that he needs you to spend? And when is he going to understand why he's not in the home with you? When is that going to happen? That's what I want to know. I don't give a fuck about Jasmine, Rashida, or Kirk. My concern is how's this young man, because this is once again another black boy who does not have access to his father but once a month. And if
dang.
they don't raise him right, he can end up being lost in translation like a lot of these boys
And
are because Mhm.
regardless, though, if something was dismissed or not with that case, y'all over here arguing about text messages and transactional relations when I don't care if the case was dismissed. The fact that a DFS case even had though, whatever the hell it's called out there, had to be open. I'm looking at Kirk and Jasmine with a side eye.
Yeah, because they're feeling this child. They're just they are, and it's
Ridiculous.
just sad that we have to focus so much on this triangle of whatever the fuck is going on here. Then we can't even discuss why he only gets him once a month, and why isn't there more time being brought into the relationship? Because with me, custody battles work where at least there's 2 weekends, and that's not even enough. You need
Right.
to be equal. Like there needs to be equal partnership. And she's not into me, but I'm gonna fault Jasmine, and she's not fighting hard enough in court for him to have more visitation than just 1 weekend a month.
But she
She's not
don't
fighting hard enough.
care. She cares about the money. That's
But
it.
sti- but still, like to me, she did make that a point to say it. So at some point, if you make a point to say it, that means somewhere down the line, it does bother you that it's only 1 weekend. Because she wouldn't have made that point to say it if this was only transaction. I
I'm
think there is a
like,
point
where are
there.
the court documents? I'm
Yeah, I
tired
need to
of these
see them. At
people.
this point, I need to see the court documents. Someone posted in inbox me those court papers. I need to read them because these calls sound ridiculous. I don't know what county clerk put this together, but I need to see it.
But that's pretty much all that happened for this episode, you guys of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It was a hot mess express per usual. Carly, I'm sick of you. Please go away. Andy, same. Yeah, it's getting to that where I might feel that way about Amy. Everybody got on my nerves, but Ashley and Zane, do better. That's it. I appreciate everybody for watching Thug Live. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video. We genuinely do appreciate you guys. We are going to be heading over to James's channel to recap the Housewives of Dubai next. Be sure to tune in for that. The link is in the description of this video. Love and light to everybody. Thank you, James, and goodbye.
Goodbye.